Hi and welcome. This is Gibson Lash from KOBK Clan. Today we're going to be going over batteries. So starting today, we're going to be discussing about large batteries, and what you see here is our inside of the base. It's a lot of complex circuitry that we have going on here. All in all, you're looking at about over 30 plus hours of work, but that's going to be for another time of how we explain everything. Anyway, so let's talk about big batteries. A lot of people have a misconception of what they can and what they can't do. If we go ahead and explain this right now, so we have a circuit down here, and all this is actually our turrets that are hooked up to the base. There are two batteries that are actively powering these turrets. The way you go about hooking these guys up is you want to first have a root combiner up here. This root combiner is outputting good 400, anywhere between 400 watts of electricity and 500 watts. And what that gives me is an ability to pretty much power anything I want to power. Just for future reference, these batteries here put out a max of 100 watts, and a lot of people don't really understand how these work. So each individual battery puts out 100 watts no matter what you hook up to it, right? And if you look over here, we have some medium batteries, and you can see the max output at 50 watts. So if I want to power 9 turrets, then I would have to use one battery to do that. Now, there's a constant 100 watts coming out of this battery, as you can see here, and there's a constant charge coming in. That keeps me in net positive. As you can see, the capacity isn't really draining. And if you look over here, this is the final turret, and then the branch off, the power out, is coming out 0. So we're actually using every bit of energy for this. There are different ways to set up batteries. As you can see, if you use a branch, when you automatically put up a branch, people don't seem to understand that once you hook up this battery to anything, it will automatically start draining the battery. So if we have a branch here, for instance, and let's just say we had one branch. Let's go ahead and go down here and I'll show you, and I can explain this better. So we're going to get some metal real quick. Make us a branch. Okay, while that's crafting, we're going to go ahead and head back up. Yep, there we go. Alright, so here we are in our room. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about a branch. I know this is a little clustering, but we'll use this little space right here. Alright, so we have a branch, right? As you can see, it's empty, no power coming in. I think I have a free battery. Okay, this is not a free battery, that's not a free battery. Here's one right here. Alright, so this battery right now is fully charged. It has 24,000 capacity, and if we go ahead and hook this up right here, and we go ahead and go to this branch right here, you'll notice it turns on and the branch out's 2 watts, right? So, but if we go back to our battery, you'll see it still says 24, right? Alright, we're good to go. Right, but the moment we set this to, let's say, 10. So we set the output to 10. Right, now we're starting to drain. And you can see the number starting to decrease, right? But nothing's plugged in. Right, so it's like, why is this battery draining? Well, that's just how the mechanics of this game works. So now that this is draining, and as you can see the battery's draining, we'll have to go ahead and stop this. Right, and that'll go ahead and stop it from draining. It stops off at 23995. Alright, well anyway, so here we go. This is a good example. This circuit right here actually has a redundancy. Right, so I have 4 hours of time on this one battery to power all these turrets. Pretty awesome, right? But let's say that we run out of power. Well, then here is my next battery right here. It's hooked up. And I'm like, oh, wait a second, it's not draining. How can that be so? In fact, it's not even inputting anything in. This less than 2 watts coming in, I can just remove this. It's still going to remain at full charge. Well, the deal with this is, as long as you have something in between the actual source that you're sending it to, i.e. a switch, for instance one of these guys, it'll actually stop the battery from draining. So no power output will be coming out through this end, therefore you will not be using any wattages. There's also another trick you can do, which is how I have the redundancy set up. This is called a blocker. This blocker actually stops the power from the battery coming through it as long as it's receiving a secondary source. So a nifty little trick is, here's all our turrets right here, and one of these is actually coming to the blocker. Well, let's see if we can find which one it is. Oh, here we go. So this guy right here. So this is the main one coming in. You can see the start, 97 watts. 2 watts is coming to the blocker, and the remainder is going to the next. So the 2 watts comes in straight to the blocker right here, which then acts as a secondary power source. So you have our backup battery, and then our secondary power source here. And what happens is, if for any reason this battery dies and your windmills get taken out, these will automatically kick in this X battery, and it'll just go ahead and power this out. And we can go ahead and show you what that looks like. So, if you look here, so here's a large rechargeable battery, and here's the blocker. Alright, so if we go ahead and remove the large rechargeable battery, oh, it's trying. Oh, you know why? It's because we have that secondary energy right there. Oh, look at that. We found an issue. But if we take that off, boom. We'll have to come back and think about that one next. But anyway, that's how you explain it. So now this guy's draining. And power's coming through here. And that's how that works. But we can also go ahead and hook back up our other guy. Put this in for now till we figure out why that's acting the way it does. It's probably because it's on the same circuit. What we'll probably end up doing is putting a different circuit on to make that work. But that's not here for now. This is a little bit more advanced stuff. But anyway, that just goes to explain to you how these actual batteries work and how they operate. I'll be uploading another video about more complex circuits, like the one we're kind of working on right now that enables that to happen. So, hope you like the video. Yeah, till next time.